All right, welcome to Booze and Views. I'm John Shrek McPhee, the sheriff of Baghdad. Tonight, I'll tell you, lately there's been a ton of weird news, right? But today I'm drinking, I got this at the Thai Water Festival. I stopped by the Thai temple to get some food, right? While I was on the road, I swing by, and then, you know, it's the one my wife's family goes to. So I got this stuff. I think it's called Lao Cow. I've also heard it called Tiger Blood. But this is like, they take alcohol, any type of alcohol, and they kind of mix it with these herbs. They soak it in the herbs. The longer it sits in the herbs, like the more potent it gets. But it's supposed to fuck you up, like seriously, right? And then my mother-in-law made me some a couple years ago, but it has this flavor, this flavor that's so it just. The flavor's so bad. I think my brain blocked out what it actually tasted like. So I don't even have a description for it tonight. That stuff is so bad. And then the person I know that will drink anything, I fed it to them. They didn't drink it either, right? So this is another version, and it tastes better, right? I guess it's just kind of made a little bit different and has honey in it as the sweetener. So look, I got this from the hotel lobby, like this little glass, like woo, woo. Perfect pour, woo. So yeah, look, here goes. I mean, I can taste the honey for sure. It doesn't taste bad because it's with the honey, but tell you what, man, a little bit of this stuff gets you like a good buzz. I don't know what the herbs are, but it's like natural stuff they mix. And look, they mix herbs in alcohol just so it fucks you up. You know what I mean? Like, not a bad idea, you know? So look, a little bit of Lao Cow. Hey, you know the deal. Kids got to leave the room. Cheers. We're going to talk about a webcam model shot herself in her private parts. I'll leave it there. I'll take a drink. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. I don't know what it tastes like. I can taste the honey. I can taste a little bit of alcohol. I don't know what the rest is. So look, okay, the news, man. Views, not the news, huh? Did you catch that? We can't be going back. That's how we got banned anyway. Anyway, a webcam model shot herself in the article said, vagina. There's a phone call, gunshot in a home, right? Someone was injured. Supposedly she borrowed the gun from somebody, and he was in the house, heard the gunshot in the kitchen, right? And he ran into the kitchen, and she had like blood on her leg, right? And he didn't even say it was a lot of blood. He said she had a little blood on her leg. And she looked at him and said, I shot myself in the vagina. Now, the police say she's changed her story a few times to include somehow they were having consensual sex and the gun went off, aimed at her vagina in the kitchen. It's kind of weird. As I read this, right? As I read this article, I was like, oh my God. And I don't knock her at all, right? I mean, look, gun accidents can happen. That's kind of my wheelhouse. That's why I'm talking about it. I'm not knocking her at all, right? But as I was reading the article, I'm thinking, she shot herself in her privates in the kitchen. It's a strange place. It's a strange place to shoot yourself in the privates, but hey, I mean, like, I'm always open for new stuff, whatever, right? Who knows? And then it was like, you know, and then, you know, the police said she'd change her story to she was having consensual sex with the guy she borrowed the gun from, right? And it's like, so she asked the guy to borrow a gun. How's this work? And then he comes over, borrows her the gun, and then one of them two shoot her in the vagina while you're having consensual sex in the kitchen. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, you ain't in Kansas anymore, Toto, and this definitely ain't a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like, I was just reading this thing, like, it just cracked me up, man. I thought you guys might want to hear it, right? So, hey, on a serious note, like, look, the girl, I hope she's okay. The report said she didn't have any serious injuries. So I don't know what happened, but I would say this is like, I'm not knocking them. I would tell you, if you are going to, hey, here, look, here's the sergeant major inside of me has a couple words for you before something like this happens, right? And I guess if you came in my office when I was a sergeant major and you were like, hey, sergeant major, this weekend when I go home, I'm gonna make some videos with a firearm in my private parts because that's what I do on the weekends for side cash and hustle. How could I do this safely? I can't even not laugh about it. I would have been like, A, make sure the gun is unloaded, make sure there's no bullets anywhere near the gun, and I think you'll be fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I would also tell you, hey, remember the 4 safety rules. Treat all firearms as as if they're loaded. I think that rule got broken here, and and that's why we had a wounded vagina, right? Anyway, I read this. Hey, cheers! I'm drinking this little bit of Thai moonshine, a little Lao Cow, whatever they call this. I'm John Shrek McPhee, he's the sheriff of Baghdad with booze and views. Look, I'm not making this up, man. I read it. Hey, cheers.